what's poppin', Crew Nation? You already know who it is, what it is, and what we do, baby. It is your boy Jay, and today we are talking about the top 10 Christian rappers according to Google. Now, why is this important? This is important because Christian hip-hop is in a space right now that it has not been, and it is receiving more exposure. It is receiving more praise. It is receiving more spotlight. When we talk about getting syncs on mainstream media, getting syncs on movie in mainstream media, some of the rappers and musicians have been a part of Michelle Obama's and Barack Obama's playlist. So I always like to know, like, how these people get, like, do they really have robots looking in and trying to figure it all out? Or I was like, I wonder, do Google really know what be going on out here in these Christian rap streets? So I'm going to look, and we will see whether or not I agree or disagree. Not only are we going to go through the top 10 upon Google, we will even look at some of the articles that have been written recently and see if we agree with those. So the first thing is, from sources across the web, when you type in top 10 artists, top 10 Christian hip hop artists, Google says number 1 is Cray. Okay. Number 2 is NF. See, they already got this wrong because NF is clearly not a Christian rapper. People always say this, but according to Google, Google thinks so. Okay, that's fine. Number 3, KB. Okay, I'm not upset at that. Number 3, KB, I can see that. Number 4, Andy Mineo. Okay, let me change this because Andy Mineo is clearly one of the greatest of this era. But as far as actively right now, when he drops, yes. But because he's not as active, does that not have an effect? Does it not have an effect? I mean, it doesn't in mainstream rap, right? It doesn't in hip hop. I mean, you think about somebody like Kendrick. He's still considered one of the best. He's not as active. Okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. So we'll keep Andy Mineo there. Derek Minor, you already know I ride with Derek. Triple E, of course. Tedashii. I don't know really about Tedashii being there. Where we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's number 7, above TobyMac, who definitely shouldn't be there. One of the greatest all time. You can consider his impact within the space, but he definitely doesn't belong above Bizzle, who is number 9. And then it ends with Sho Baraka. And they got Ken Jones in 11 and KJ52 just above Thizzle at number 12. So I'm going to say that the person who contributes to the algorithm of Google is a Reach fan. I mean, we have Lecrae, KB, Andy, Derek Minor, who was associated, Triple E, and Tedashii, all within the top 8. Only one outside of that is NF, who's no longer a Christian rapper, and Derek Minor, who could care less about Christian rap specifically, and the politics for which is in it. He just wants to make his music and be positive. Shouts out to Derek Minor. Yeah, so I gotta say I don't agree with this. Who's missing from this list who should probably be mentioned in here? I would say Paris Chariz definitely should be placed here. If we go through God Over Money, Bizzle being in there, if we talk about, like, actually star power and their place within mainstream, or their place within mainstream Christian hip hop culture, I can't really point to anybody outside of Bizzle, while we all know that they can rap. I mean, I think Dayton has established his presence outside of God Over Money a little bit, but he's still tied in there when we talk about mainstream Christian hip hop culture. His name is mentioned, but he isn't that mainstay, right? Not like a Bizzle is from that standpoint. So, let me see. Do we take the time to put in a Caleb Gordon and a Miles Minnick and maybe a Mike Teasy? Definitely you should put in a Wande, because she would be the one really representing the ladies. You got to give them a spot within the top 10. It's only right. So those are people I would definitely put in here, but you know, and remove definitely somebody like a Toby Mac. I would even be okay with moving a Tadashi. And yeah, I would move a Sho Baraka. While Sho Baraka, you know, place within the genre is submitted, I would probably move a Sho Baraka out of that as well. I would even move Kenton Jones maybe within the top 10 just because of the way he changed gospel music. He really blended gospel and hip hop. So I would even see putting him in there, but but if we're talking, you know, current, I mean, he's off making a church and different things like that. So, but I'm just saying, as far as if we're going off of a worldwide situation, or if we're going off of all time, that's what I would do as far as Kenton Jones is concerned. But definitely those names that I've mentioned would be the ones that we would, from a mainstream Christian hip hop culture stance, definitely those are the names that I would put in there. I mean, I didn't even mention No Big Deal, who would definitely be there as one of the top, as well as I would even say a John Keith. I think John Keith could be placed in there as well. No Aaron Cole is mentioned for a while within here. Y'all know how much we rock with Aaron Cole. Chance the Rapper is even on this list at number, what number is this? Chance the Rapper is even in this just at number 19, just above Holland. And I actually agree with that. Yeah, nah, this list is trash. So how do we get this, man? How does somebody fix that? Somebody tell Google to hit up the crew and tell them we can help them with this list, because this is ridiculous. But as promised, we're going to go through some articles and see if they got it right. So the first article that pops up is top 10 best Christian rappers from the top 10 best Christian rappers for the faithful fans of hip hop. This is by Jesus Spirit. This was written. All right, I can't find when this article was written, but based on the album that they're mentioning is from 2020. So I'm gonna say that this was written in 2020. And according to 2020, this list, they are saying that Bizzle is number 10. I'm okay. Derek Minor's number 9. Tedashi's number 8. Toby Mac is number 7. Triple E is number 7. Oh, so what they did was, wait. They put Flame at number 4. Okay. All right. He's pretty big when he kind of fell into this weird space. But I'm not mad at them putting him in there. But they still got NF as number 2. And obviously y'all know what it is. Cray is number 1. Honestly, this list looks like they probably copied the Google list. So this is probably somebody that's not really entrenched. I mean, it's called Jesus Spirit. So yeah, they're probably not really entrenched within the Christian hip hop space. I know y'all like, it's got Jesus in the name. Yeah. Those that know about Christian hip hop knows what we're talking about. Okay. I think I found one. Okay, this is from musicindustryhowto.com. This is the 31 best Christian rappers, last updated March 9th, 2023. So let's get into it. Number 1 on the list is Cray. You already know what it is. The GOAT. He better be mentioned number 1 or the list is already invalid. Number 2 on this list is NF. See, this is the issue. So I'm not entirely mad at them making NF a Christian rapper. I want to make that clear, because that is where his fan base really bubbled at. And for the most part, his music is clean, right? Not positive. You can't say positive. The hope is very positive. But in a general sense, you can't say, I mean, the picture that they have on here is him in a casket. So it's not very positive, but you know, where else can you really stick him, right? You can't stick him in Conscious. You can't stick him in gangster rap. You can't stick him in, you know what I'm saying? NF being mentioned amongst Christian rappers, okay. But we all know that he's not really a Christian rapper. Him being that too, when we talk about his fandom and his following, okay, whatever. That's fine. I'm not too upset at that. Number 3, we got Andy Mineo. As I said, Andy Mineo's not as active, but he has submitted his place within the Christian hip hop space. And when he drops, the space pays attention, so I'm not mad at that. Number 4 is Flame. So, as I stated earlier, Flame is in this kind of weird space. Flame was definitely running Christian hip hop and was one of the top 3 rappers in like 2014 to 27. No. I take that back. About 2008 on to about 2011, somewhere off in there. Like, Flame's name was really following. A lot of people cared about what Flame was doing, but he's been on this recent journey where he's been challenging his faith, and as well as you should, test to show it approved, and he's kind of fallen into this real niche space, so he isn't as mainstream culture as much, but people love it when Flame dropped. They believe in his voice. He got a dope feature with Bizzle, so yeah, okay, 4, I wouldn't put him at 4. Could I see him in the top 10? I'll say yeah. But number 4, I wouldn't put him at 4. 5 KB, of course, he should be higher to me. Just as far as artists within the space right now, I wouldn't even be mad if they placed KB at number 2. Chance the Rapper at number 6. Okay, look, guys, I'm not upset at this. I'm not upset at Chance the Rapper at number 6. I'll tell you why. Because he's a very talented artist. He's a person who has carved out a huge space within mainstream hip hop, and he is the talk of Christian rap circles a lot. Okay, now has he put out a Christian album? He'll tell you he put out one, so it really doesn't compare to the Christian hip hop artists that we really have here. But if we're talking about the most popular Christian hip hop artists, or if we're talking about the top 10 Christian rap artists, well, because he calls himself a Christian and his numbers would tell you that, and he's a rapper, his numbers would say that he kind of deserves to be in a top 10. But could I take him out for someone more entrenched within the Christian rap space? Yes, I could. Of course I could. But Chance the Rapper, I mean, we know that he has connections within the Christian community, period. So I'm okay. And it's more current than our Google list, right? So I'm okay with that. Number 8, Toby Mac. Okay, so now we're going historical. Toby Mac obviously isn't the rapper or the guy that he was within DC Talk, but his stamp within Christian hip hop, a lot of people will tell you, is that stamp. Like, DC Talk was among the early ages of what Christian hip hop was, and they kind of helped break down a lot of those doors for Christian hip hop to be as authentic as they are able to be. When we talk about performing through their art. So, okay. But if we're talking about top 10 Christian rappers right now, no. Let me recheck this list. Let me make sure. What does it say? It says 31 best Christian rappers. And What Up RG is the cover. So that's the reason why I thought that this was updated. It's okay though. I'm not entirely mad at it. I see from the historical point of view why they would put Toby Mac in here, but I wouldn't put him in the top 10. And then we got Derek Minor at number 9. I'm not mad at Derek Minor. It's just, I'm not mad at them putting Derek Minor here. I would say that Derek Minor isn't as active on his own front. He definitely does put out music, but he's one of the people that has really blown this ceiling for where Christian rap can be heard at from a national stage. So actually, for that alone, I will say that he does belong in the top 10. We know Derek Minor's place within Christian hip hop. That's not the question. We know he's given us plenty of classics, along with being a part of that Reach Camp for the stint that he was a part of it. Like I said, he's just taking more of a ownership role, a business role. And anytime them people do that, they are seen less. So that's not out of the ordinary for him not to be seen as much. But from that standpoint of really putting everybody on, I would say that he belongs in the top 10. I'm okay with that. Derek Minor, and number 10 we have Governor B. So yeah, this is a Reach fan. They got Hovey at 12. Tadashi at 11. And let's see. Tripoli at 13. Manifest at 14. Okay, so they lose me at Manifest at 14. Okay, so it was really kind of going well with some of the picks, but definitely they're not plugged in, because we need to have, in one of these lists, we talk about the top 10 Christian rappers of today. In one of these lists, I gotta see one of my new guys in that top 10 list. I gotta see a Paris. If Paris Chariz makes that list, I'm okay with that. If 1K Few makes the list. I'm okay with that. I would even say top 10 right now, as much momentum that's behind Caleb Gordon, Mike Teasy, and Miles Minnick, I would say one of them would need to be there for the list to be valid. So we're going to try this again. Let's try this again. Top 15 best Christian rappers for the faithful fans of hip-hop. We already did that. Top 10 Christian rappers. This is on top10s.com. Let's see what they say. Top10s.com. Number 1 is Lecrae. I'm always okay with that if that's how you start. And if number 2, I'm not mad at that if that's how you start. Number 3, Andy Mineo. I'm okay with that. Again, he's not as active, but every time he drops, the space stops. So I'm okay with that. He drops classics all the time. Number 4 is KB. I'm not mad at that. I would actually move KB to number 2, move NFL. You already know that. 5 being Flame. I think Flame needs to be a little bit lower on this list. Out of the top 10, maybe not, but a little bit lower on this list. 6, Triple E. Triple E isn't that active, but definitely gave us the end, which was one of the greatest, his top 3 out of his discography. So him being number 6, not mad at that. Number 7 at Cannon. Okay, skill-wise, definitely. Cannon, I gotta see the hype. I gotta see the hype. Unfortunately, Cannon has crossed over into that space where we all know that rap is a young man sport, right? And I respect Cannon. I love Cannon. We constantly rock with Cannon on this channel. But when I look at momentum and I look at space, he's one of the best from a skill set wise, of course. But if we talk about the top 10 best and who people are clamoring over whenever they drop, I don't believe Cannon is one of those. Does he have his space where they really, really pay attention to what he's doing? Yes, of course. He has his core fan base. But I think that, once he took a lot of that time off and then he came back and he started, he changed his style a little bit. I think that, the ones that really, really rocked with Cannon stayed, and then those that just kind of was with him for a season left. So if we say top 10 rappers in Christian hip hop right now from a skill set wise, I would say we could put Cannon there. But if we're talking about top 10 as far as the hottest rappers within Christian hip hop, I would probably say no. Let's see, Tedashii in the top 10. Yeah, and Bizzle at 10. I would say Bizzle probably needs to move up on a lot of these lists. I would honestly say Bizzle needs to move up on a lot of these lists. Let's go to 20 best Christian rappers for faithful hip hop heads. This was updated on 2023. Number 1 is, number 20 is Shabba Rocka. Hold on, let's get all the way down this list. And number 1, drum roll please, is NF. So I'm going to invalidate this list off top. They have Lecrae at 2, NF number 1, and Chance the Rapper at 3. So we're just going to not look at that list. Maybe next time we'll see who put list on YouTube. Why don't you all let me know if that's something that y'all would like, something that y'all will enjoy, if y'all enjoy my commentary on that. Maybe next time we will jump on YouTube and look at who have made videos of the top 10 Christian rappers, and we would see if the crew agrees with that. You already know who it is, what it is, and what we do, baby. It's your boy Jay, and it's on.